Okay, so today I'm starting on a new project. This was a lawnmower that was thrown away. Found it on the side of the road, so I brought it home. And I've already done a couple things to it. First of all, I've checked the compression, and the compression was good. It measured at about 60. And I also replaced this cable here, the throttle cable. It was broke and was trash, so I replaced it. Other than that, I've drained the oil out of it because there was water mixed with the oil. And this thing looks like it had been outside for a long time. I've cleaned it up some, so it's not near as bad as it was. But yeah, it was definitely outside and water had gotten into the engine. The compression being high is the only reason I'm pursuing this. Otherwise, I'd probably just throw it away with the water being in the crankcase. So I need to put some new oil in there and see if it'll start at this point, I guess. I'm sure the carburetor is going to need to be cleaned, but I'm just going to do a blind test on it to see if it'll start. Before I do that, though, I'm going to take it apart enough to get to the fuel line. I want to put a valve in there so I can control the fuel going to the carburetor, so that if I do need to take it apart, won't be losing all the gas. Okay, well that's where we're going with this today. I'll be back. Okay, so I put some old engine oil out of my car, which is full synthetic. Well, it had about 5,000 miles on it, so it's going to be perfect for this. And so if I can't get it, fixed, at least I'm not out anything really. So put the oil in, put some gas in the tank. I installed a very nice brass valve on it because that's all I had available. And I put some starting fluid in there, and I pulled it, and it runs for just a second or two, and then that's it. But while it's running, just tons of smoke are bellowing out. Now that's probably normal. It'll probably clear up as I get it running. But basically, I've did that a couple times, and it did not keep running, so that means I need to pull the carburetor and clean it. So that's where I'm headed. All right, so I'm about to take this carburetor off, and I've mentioned it in previous videos, but what I'm going to try to do is take the carburetor off, but leave all of these springs and stuff assembled, and basically unhook this from the carburetor when I remove it. I need to also remove this hose. This is the hose that goes to the gas tank through this valve that I added. So 2 3/8 inch bolts come out, and then I'll unhook that, and it should just come right off. All right, so before I remove this carburetor, I wanted to point out something here. The previous lawnmower that I worked on, if you look at my previous video, it involved a choke that was a butterfly valve at the entrance of the carburetor. Well, this carburetor is very similar to that, except there's no choke on this one. There's supposed to be a rod coming out of this if it had a choke, and then that would be connected to an assembly that connects to the governor of the engine to control, the valve, the choke valve. This one does not have a choke, and so it's a different design. This, however, does have a primer bulb. So instead of a choke, they have an enrichment circuit, which when you push this button, it injects gas into the cylinder. Of course, the carburetor needs to be cleaned for that to work properly, and that's probably why it's not working. By the way, the bulb on this one's in good shape. It's not cracked or broken or anything, so it's still usable. But I just wanted to point that out, that this system uses a different one. It does not have a choke at all. This has an enricher circuit, a fuel enrichment circuit. All right, so I've got the carburetor off, and you'll see I left the spring assembly intact. So all I have to do is feed this piece of wire, this wire form here, into the top of that, into this throttle assembly, throttle assembly or lever, whatever you want to call it, that controls the throttle butterfly. This thing was not getting any gas. There is absolutely no gas in that. So the float is stuck shut. And I tried to blow in the inlet, and no air is getting in there at all. So that's the problem. It wasn't getting any gas. So I'll take it apart and clean it up and see if it can be salvaged. All right, I finally got the bowl off of the carburetor, and it is really nasty. It was stuck on there, and you can see the seal there. That black seal is broken. I would have to get a new one. I'll go ahead and clean it up, and if I can find a seal for that, I'll go ahead and put it back together. But I don't think I'm going to have that seal. As you can see, it's broken in several places there. Yeah, it's in really bad shape. Might be best just to replace this carb. Let me think about it. All right, so I've got the carburetor apart finally, and that needle there for the inlet, the float needle, was seized in there. It was stuck in there bad. It took me a lot of effort to remove that, and I luckily was able to do it without breaking the float. I think the float is reusable, but it is in such bad, horrible shape that even though it may be possible to clean it, it's just not worth it. So I will see about buying a new carburetor for this. It should be like 10 bucks if I can find one. If I get a kit though, where it comes with new hose and things like that, new valve, fuel line valve, then it might be $17 or something. Let me shop around, decide what I'm going to do, but I'm pretty sure this is not worth the effort. All right, so I've decided to order a new carburetor, and it's going to come with some new gaskets and things that I'm going to need. So yeah, the old carburetor was just too far gone in my opinion to try to fix. So while I'm waiting for that, it'll be in a couple days. While I'm waiting for that, I'm trying to figure out this. This cable here is not broke, but it sure is stretched. If you see up there, you can see it stretched out. I don't know if it's usable or not, but it's definitely seized. So I'm thinking about removing it and see if I can oil it or something. If not, then I have to replace it, and I do have a replacement for this. I just want to try to salvage this one first. I took this cover off, and on this particular model, there's 2 bolts that you have to loosen from underneath the deck, from underneath. You come under here. 3/8 inch bolts. This is what they look like, 2 of those. Remove those, and this cover comes off, and then you can check the condition of the belt, which looks pretty good to me. It's loose, but it's supposed to be because there's, you know, it's disengaged right now. So yeah, I need to figure out this cable. If I can revive that cable, then I might be able to use it. If otherwise, I have to replace it, and so that's where I am. Let me see if I can figure that out, and I'll be back. All right, the cable's been taken off, and I'm hanging it here. And I've put a bunch of drops of oil down this hole here. I'm going to let gravity feed it down through the cable. I'll check back in a couple hours and see if it's loosened up. This should be recoverable. It should be something I can revive and reuse. All right, I'm still trying to get this cable to free up. So I put it into this bag of used transmission fluid to see if that wouldn't seep in there and loosen it up. So I'm fixing to pull it out of there and see. It's been in here a couple days. So if that doesn't get it, then I guess that cable just can't be salvaged, and I'll have to replace it. Let's see what happens. Well, I'm giving up on that cable. It's still seized. I'll keep working on it, but I can go ahead and move forward with putting a new carburetor on. It came in. So there's the new carburetor. I'm going to slap it in. It came with new everything, really, new gaskets as well. So let me get that slapped in there, and then I'll try to start it and see if it'll run. Okay, I got the new carburetor on, and it's all back together. And it fit like a brand new glove. Fit perfect. Fit like a glove. I'm going to turn the fuel on now, and we're going to see if it'll start. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Let me give it a shot. Oh, I got to prime it. This has a primer. I got to remember that. So it's got the primer bulb there. Let's see if I can get some gas in there. Now this thing's probably going to smoke very badly until it clears it out. Ah, come on. Yeah. Let's see, I've got the fuel line on. Prime it some more. I do have gas in here, right? Thought I filled it up. Yeah, it's got gas. The primer bulb doesn't feel like it's doing anything. Try it again. Let's see if it clears up. Running good. There's quite a bit of oil coming out. Yeah, this may have a broke oil ring. I don't guess it's gonna stop smoking. It looks like quite a bit of oil is coming out there. Wonder where that is. Is that coming from the cylinder out the exhaust? Or is it coming from the valve cover? I think it's coming from the cylinder of the exhaust is what I think. No wonder it was all oily. Okay, so I'm going to guess that one of the oil rings is broke, or the oil ring. I guess this piston only has one. All right, well that's it for now. I'll be back. All right, so I just turned the gas off and went ahead and run the gas out, and the smoking was getting better. It wasn't smoking as much. So I'm wondering if that oil wasn't just in the muffler and had to blow itself out. I'll check the oil level and run it some more and see what happens. I'll clean up that mess first, clear up that oil so I can see if more is coming out. But there's probably something wrong with it. I mean, look at all oil there. See all the oil there? That's a lot of oil. But it sure is running good. You'd think if the oil was getting past the piston that it wouldn't run good. I don't know, I have to think about it. But like I said, I'm going to clean this up. I'll run it some more and see, because the smoking was subsiding as I was running the gas out. All right, so I let it run for a little bit longer and it cleared up. It's not smoking. No more oil coming out. So it must have just been oil that was in the muffler. I found this thing on the side of the road, so I don't know what the history of it is. But man, it's running really good. I'm not seeing any smoke or smelling any smoke, and the engine is running solid. So I guess it's going to be a good mower. I just need to fix the drive. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I could just assemble it, remove the drive, and make it a push mower. But I'll go ahead and get the cable unstuck or buy a new cable. All right, so here's my next attempt at getting that cable to unstick. Basically, I've got it jammed up here with the casing secure on this side, and I'm pulling on the cable on this side, and I'm letting gravity, you'll see I have the lawnmower tilted up like that. So we'll just leave that constant force on there and see if that doesn't break it free. I've got all the time in the world, so I'll just leave it like that until it either works or doesn't. All right, it's 2 days later, and my idea worked. The cord has freed up, but it still needs to be lubed. So it is freed up. I just can't show you with one hand. Anyway, so I'll lube that cable, and if it can slide smoothly after that, then I can use it. So yeah, what a rig, huh? But it worked. All right, so I've bought this tool here. This is called a cable lubricator. And the idea is you put your cable in this slot here, and then you spray the cleaner through a like this, like a blaster or WD-40 or something like that, with a spray that has a spray tube. You stick that tube in there, and it forces the oil into the casing of the cable. So I'm going to attach it either on this end or the other end, probably the other end actually. No, probably this end. And then spray the fluid into the tool to see if I can inject the oil through the cable. Right now this is free, but it's really rough, so I want to lube it. I'll be back. Okay, so I've got this tool on there. When you get this tool, you'll notice that one end has an open area that a cable can slide into, and will let you get over, say, a part of the case, or maybe a part of this, whatever you want to call this, connector housing. And the other end is closed up. See how that end, it doesn't look like there's any room. So that's how you want to install that, to where the open end is towards the casing of the cable. So now I'll just take this and spray that in that hole there and see what happens. If I can do this one-handed, probably not very well. Yep. All right, let me do this without the camera. Okay, so this did kind of work. It wasn't making very good seal, so it's kind of leaking out the sides, but it did force some oil down the cable. But the cable was too far gone. As I was working it back and forth, it snapped, and you can see how rusted up and shit it is. So it was no good. There was no saving that cable. But I wanted to try before I install, you know, a cable, because these can be expensive, usually about 15 bucks online, or if you're going to a shop, they'll probably charge you 30, 35 bucks. But I thought I could save it and save me a few bucks, and alas, no. So I'll be installing a new cable, and I'll do that some other day because it's getting late today. Alright, so today's the day I'm going to install the drive cable to this lawnmower, and that should finish the project. So I got a brand new cable. I've got the cover off, and I got all the screws and everything that I need to put it back together. So this should just go right in. I will not be reusing the old cable clamp there. That's going to be replaced with the new one that's on here. Oh, wait a minute, this one doesn't have it. So yes, I will be reusing that. So never mind. I thought they came with a new one. All right, so yeah, so anyway, at any rate, I've got everything we need. So let me get this put together. Okay, everything's back together. Got the gas on and I primed it. Let's see if this thing will start.